Have you ever felt so alone that finding your voice seemed impossible? The Color Purple tells the story of Celie, a woman whose life is shaped by pain and silence until unexpected love and friendship help her heal. Through simple, heartfelt letters, she reveals how even the deepest wounds can mend when we let love in. Writing about a novel as renowned and multi-layered as The Color Purple feels almost daunting. For many, including myself, it arrives with a weighty reputation, a pillar of both African-American literature and feminist discourse. Before even turning the first page, there's a sense of anticipation and even trepidation. How does one approach a story that lays bare heartbreak, brutality, resilience, and love with such raw, unvarnished honesty? From the very first lines, Celie's unflinching letters to God that begin with the trauma of her early abuse, the reader is forced to confront a world steeped in violence and silence. Yet, as the narrative unfolds, we witness an evolution, both personal and communal, that defies the bleakness of its beginning. At its heart, this novel is a tribute to love in its many forms, most notably the passionate and transformative love shared between women, a love that, in its sincerity and complexity, redefines what it means to be truly alive. One of the most distinctive features of The Color Purple is its epistolary format. The novel is composed entirely of letters, mostly from Celie to God, and later to her sister Nettie, which gives it an intimate, confessional quality. This form strips away the pretense of a polished narrative. Instead, it invites readers directly into Celie's inner world. We see her thoughts, her fears, and eventually her hopes unfolding with a raw authenticity that few literary devices can match. Celie's letters are unadorned, marked by misspellings and a deliberate lack of conventional punctuation. While these stylistic choices might seem jarring at first, they work to reinforce the authenticity of her voice. Here is a woman who has never had the privilege of being heard, whose identity has been repeatedly suppressed by a world that devalues her existence. The raw, unfiltered language of her letters becomes both a catharsis and a rebellion, declaration of her right to feel, to think, and ultimately to live fully. This narrative style is especially poignant when considering the book's portrayal of love and relationships. The epistolary form does more than merely convey information. It mirrors the process of healing. Each letter is an incremental step towards self-acceptance and empowerment. The narrative's seeming simplicity belies its emotional and thematic complexity. What begins as a series of desperate outpourings evolves into a rich tapestry of human experience, echoing the broader journey from silence to voice, a journey that many readers find both relatable and inspirational. The Color Purple is set against a backdrop of profound racial and gender-based oppression. The story unfolds in the American South during the 1930s, a time when Black women like Celie were subjected to brutal injustices, not only from the white-dominated society, but also within their own communities. Celie's early life is marked by unspeakable abuse, beginning with her father's violation and continuing with the oppressive marriage that leaves her physically and emotionally scarred. Yet, in the midst of such darkness, the novel also offers a powerful narrative of survival. Each character's way of coping with their oppressive circumstances becomes a study in resilience. Celie's survival is quiet and inward at first. She is a woman who has been taught to accept her fate without question. But even as she endures the daily indignities and cruelties of her life, there is a persistent, though often hidden spark within her, a spark that hints at the possibility of change and transformation. This spark is nurtured and ultimately ignited by the presence of other women in Celie's life. The novel introduces us to a veritable tapestry of female characters, each representing different models of strength and defiance. Nettie, Celie's sister, is a beacon of intelligence and resistance. Even from afar, through her own letters and experiences, Nettie's voice is one of hope, a testament to the enduring power of familial bonds and shared struggle. Then there is Sophia, whose fiery temperament and uncompromising defiance challenge the established order. Sophia refuses to be cowed by the systemic violence and discrimination that seeks to break her spirit. Her courage is not the absence of fear, but the resolve to confront and overcome it. In Sophia, Walker provides a counterpoint to Celie's initial passivity, a reminder that there are many ways to resist, and that every act of defiance, no matter how small, is a step toward reclaiming one's dignity. Among these models of survival, however, the relationship between Celie and Shug Avery stands out as the heart of the novel. Shug is everything that Celie is not at the beginning of the story: bold, unapologetically sensual, and fiercely independent. When Celie first sees Shug's photograph, there is an immediate, almost magnetic attraction. This attraction is not merely physical, but deeply emotional, a recognition of something that Celie has long been denied, the possibility of being seen, cherished, and understood for who she truly is. It is within the relationship between Celie and Shug that the color purple finds its most resonant and revolutionary expression of love. Historically, reviews of the novel have often downplayed its lesbian content, treating it as an afterthought or a subtext rather than a central theme. Yet a closer reading reveals that the heart of the novel is indeed a celebration of love between women. Celie's love for Shug is multifaceted. It begins as an infatuation, a longing for something that feels both forbidden and transformative. But as the narrative progresses, their relationship deepens into a mutual exchange of care, support, and understanding. Shug is not a mere accessory to Celie's growth. She is a catalyst. Through Shug's unyielding support and the unapologetic expression of her own desires, Celie gradually learns to assert her own identity and to value herself beyond the roles imposed upon her by a patriarchal society. For readers seeking stories of Sapphic love, The Color Purple stands as a testament to the transformative power of relationships that defy convention. It is a narrative that acknowledges the complexity of human desire and the ways in which love can be a force for profound personal growth. Celie's journey, from a woman who feels invisible and voiceless to one who embraces her sensuality and self-worth, is both deeply personal and emblematic of a larger struggle for recognition and equality. This evolution is rendered with an authenticity that is both heart-wrenching and deeply inspirational. At the heart of The Color Purple lies the idea that survival is not a solitary endeavor. Throughout the novel, we witness the formation of a non-traditional family, a network of support that includes blood relatives, friends, ex-lovers, and unexpected alliances. Celie's transformation is deeply intertwined with her connections to other women who have also faced the brutal realities of a prejudiced society. Nettie, Celie's long-lost sister, is one of the first and most significant sources of this support. Despite the physical distance that separates them for much of the narrative, Nettie's letters serve as both a lifeline and a reminder of Celie's inherent worth. Similarly, characters like Sophia and Mary Agnes contribute to a broader portrait of female empowerment. Sophia's passionate defiance against violence and injustice stands in stark contrast to the quiet endurance that initially characterizes Celie. Yet, it is Sophia's fearless insistence on asserting her dignity that gradually inspires Celie to challenge the status quo of her own life. In these interwoven relationships, Walker presents a powerful vision of sisterhood, one that is inclusive, diverse, and capable of subverting the traditional boundaries of family. This reimagining of family dynamics is particularly significant in a work that confronts the entrenched patriarchal norms of its time. Rather than being confined to the traditional roles of wife, daughter, or mother, Celie and her companions forge a new identity, one that is defined by mutual respect, love, and shared strength. In a world that seeks to isolate and diminish them, the women in The Color Purple choose solidarity. Their collective resilience is not just a survival mechanism. It is a radical act of rebellion against a society that would see them silenced and fragmented. The evolution in Celie's spiritual outlook is emblematic of her overall journey towards self-realization. As she reclaims her voice and asserts her worth, Celie's understanding of herself and her place in the universe shifts dramatically. No longer is she merely a passive recipient of life's cruelties. She becomes an active participant in the creation of her destiny. Her transformation is both deeply personal and universally inspiring, a reminder that even the most marginalized among us can find redemption and joy in the face of overwhelming adversity. Beyond its rich characterizations and intricate narrative structure, The Color Purple imparts a series of powerful lessons that resonate long after the final page is turned. At its core, the novel is a meditation on the transformative power of love and the importance of reclaiming one's identity in the face of overwhelming adversity. Celie's journey from a woman defined solely by her suffering to one who discovers her inherent worth is an inspirational roadmap for anyone who has ever felt voiceless or invisible. Her slow but steady evolution is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Through her relationships with Shug, Nettie, and the other formidable women in her life, Celie learns that love is not a commodity to be traded or suppressed, but a vital force that can nurture growth, foster healing, and defy even the most oppressive circumstances. The inspirational message of The Color Purple lies in its refusal to allow darkness to dictate destiny. Yes, the novel confronts the brutal realities of abuse, racism, and sexism head-on. Yet, it is precisely in its depiction of these challenges that the seeds of transformation are sown. Every act of defiance, every moment of tenderness, every glimpse of hope in Celie's letters underscores a fundamental truth. Even in the midst of suffering, there exists the potential for rebirth and renewal. While many discussions of The Color Purple have traditionally focused on its themes of racial and gender oppression, it is impossible to overlook the profound impact of its Sapphic narrative. In a literary landscape where lesbian relationships have often been treated as peripheral or coded, Walker boldly places the love between Celie and Shug at the very center of her story. This is not a mere subplot or a token inclusion. It is the beating heart of the novel. The depiction of this relationship is refreshingly honest. Shug Avery emerges not only as Celie's lover, but as her mentor, her muse, and the embodiment of a freedom that Celie has long been denied. Their relationship challenges conventional binaries and defies societal expectations. It is both tender and fierce. This unapologetic portrayal of Sapphic love serves as a radical reminder that love, in its purest form, transcends societal norms. Celie's awakening to her own sexuality is depicted with an honesty that is as raw as it is beautiful. Her growing self-awareness, nurtured by Shug's steady presence, is a journey toward liberation, a journey that encourages readers to embrace every facet of their identity, regardless of what society may dictate. Celie's eyes, we come to understand that every whispered word of affection, every quiet moment of understanding, and every defiant act of love against societal constraints is a testament to the enduring beauty of being true to oneself. In today's world, where issues of gender, race, and identity continue to spark fervent debates, the lessons of The Color Purple are as relevant as ever. The novel challenges us to confront the realities of misogynoir, the specific oppression faced by Black women, and to recognize that the fight for equality is a collective struggle. It reminds us that every act of solidarity, every moment of vulnerability, and every expression of love is a step toward a more just and compassionate society. The focus on the transformative power of Sapphic love has been particularly influential in modern literary and cultural conversations. By placing a lesbian relationship at the forefront of a narrative centered on personal and communal survival, Walker challenged traditional norms and opened the door for a broader acceptance of queer narratives in literature. In doing so, she not only expanded the literary canon, but also provided a roadmap for future generations to explore themes of sexuality, identity, and empowerment with honesty and compassion. The continued relevance of The Color Purple is a testament to its universal themes. In a time when discussions about identity and inclusion are more vibrant than ever, the novel stands as a reminder that literature can be both a mirror and a catalyst for change. It shows us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable adversity, there is beauty to be found, and that beauty often lies in the most unexpected places, in a shared glance, in a whispered confession, in the quiet strength of a woman who refuses to be silenced. As we close the pages of The Color Purple, we are left with more than just the story of one woman's survival. We are given a powerful lesson in the resilience of the human spirit, the transformative power of love, and the unbreakable bonds that tie us together. Celie's evolution from a timid, oppressed soul into a woman who recognizes her own worth is a journey that inspires and uplifts, resonating with anyone who has ever yearned to break free from the chains of oppression. Alice Walker's masterpiece is a clarion call to those who have been marginalized, reminding us that every life, no matter how burdened by pain, has the potential for redemption. It is a narrative that dares us to dream of a world where love in all its diverse manifestations is celebrated rather than condemned, where the voices of the silenced are amplified, and where every act of defiance against injustice paves the way for a brighter, more inclusive future. In celebrating the Sapphic love that lies at the heart of this novel, we also celebrate the strength of all women. We celebrate the myriad ways in which they navigate a world that often seeks to diminish their light. And we find hope in the knowledge that even the most deeply wounded souls can rise, heal, and flourish in the warmth of genuine love and solidarity. The Color Purple is more than just a story. It is a living, breathing testament to the power of transformation. It invites each reader to reflect on their own journey, to honor the pain that has shaped them, and to embrace the boundless potential for growth that lies within every human heart. Its message is timeless. Despite the darkness that may envelop us at times, there is always a glimmer of hope, a reminder that every color, every voice, and every love story matters. In revisiting this monumental work, one cannot help but feel inspired by the courage of its characters and the audacity of its vision. The Color Purple is a literary beacon that shines a light on the often overlooked narratives of Black women, a celebration of their strength, their resilience, and their capacity for profound love. Its pages are imbued with both sorrow and joy, despair and hope, brutality and tenderness, an intricate dance of emotions that mirrors the complexities of real life. For anyone seeking a story that challenges conventional norms, that uplifts even as it confronts the harsh realities of the world, and that reaffirms the transformative power of love in all its forms, Alice Walker's The Color Purple is an essential read. It is a book that not only leaves an indelible mark on your heart, but also compels you to reconsider what it means to be free, to be loved, and to be authentically yourself. The Color Purple is not just a book. It is an invitation to transform our understanding of love and life. It dares us to celebrate every kind of love, the love between sisters, the love between lovers, and the love for oneself. It teaches us that every scar is a story, every struggle a testament to the human spirit, and every moment of tenderness a beacon of hope in an often unforgiving world. By the end of your reading journey, you will have witnessed the birth of a powerful narrative that continues to inspire and uplift generations of readers. In its pages, Alice Walker has gifted us a timeless reminder that true strength lies not in the absence of pain, but in the courage to rise above it, to reclaim one's voice, and to celebrate every facet of love, especially that which defies societal expectations. The legacy of The Color Purple lives on as a source of empowerment for those who dare to dream, to love, and to live authentically. In every line and every letter, Walker captures the indomitable spirit of a woman who learns that her worth is not determined by the brutality she endures, but by the resilience she summons in the face of adversity. This journey of self-discovery, of finding one's own truth amidst a cacophony of voices, resonates deeply with anyone who has ever felt confined by the expectations of society. It is a call to embrace the fullness of one's identity, to honor every part of the self, and to recognize that in our differences lie our greatest strengths. In summary, The Color Purple is a journey, a long, winding path that takes its readers from the depths of despair to the luminous heights of self-empowerment and love. Its exploration of Sapphic relationships, the courageous portrayal of Black womanhood, and its fearless critique of societal injustice all come together to create a work that is both timeless and urgently relevant. For those who have ever felt the sting of silence, for those who have ever longed for a connection that defies the ordinary, this novel offers not just a story, but a mirror reflecting the beauty of resilience and the transformative power of love. May the lessons of Celie, Shug, Nettie, and all the women who populate this extraordinary world inspire you to seek out your own truths, to cherish every act of kindness, and to believe in the possibility of renewal, even when the world around you seems dark and unyielding. This is the heart of The Color Purple, a journey from darkness to light, from oppression to liberation, and from silence to a resounding, triumphant voice. As we close this exploration of Walker's masterpiece, let it serve as a heartfelt reminder that every story of struggle holds the potential for redemption. May the enduring spirit of the women in this narrative inspire us all to reclaim our voices, challenge oppression, and celebrate the beauty of love in all its forms. Did you enjoy this book review? Let us know down in the comments and follow us here on Sapphic Nook.